How many of you have ever felt inadequate in your prayer life? Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. So this is something that God is constantly working on with me, is my insecurity of how I pray. And I used to be really bad. I would watch other people around me pray, and I would think, oh my gosh, my prayers suck. You know? And I'm not doing this right. I'm not talking long enough. I'm not saying the right words. And I would be around these people who had these beautiful, elegant, long prayers, which there's nothing wrong with, how long you pray. They were beautiful, and I totally felt connected to God when it was over. But I would walk away from that going, I can't pray. I'm not doing this right because I didn't say these words, or I didn't do it for this long. And I would hear people talk about these women who would pray for like 5 hours a day, and they would be in their prayer closets, and I was like, I can't even hold my attention span for like a minute, and I don't know how these people can pray for 5 hours. And so I was just, I was really, really insecure, because for any of you guys that know me, I'm kind of outspoken just a little bit, and so I'm a redneck, which I put the word sophisticated in front of it. Sophisticated redneck makes me sound better. And so I speak what I call redneckanese, okay? And though I've gotten a lot better at it, I still do. And so, like I said, I would sit here thinking, okay, I'm not saying the right words, but then God said to me one day, just talk to me. And I thought, okay, is it really that simple? I'm just supposed to talk to you. And he said, yeah, just talk to me. And I'm like, thinking, okay, talk to you like I talk to everybody else, or talk to you like with the word thou in it, or like, and God just said, just talk to me. And I was like, okay, so I'm just going to talk to you. So I started trying it, and I thought, okay, I'm in this conversation with God. Sometimes my prayers are long, sometimes they're really short, and it's all okay, because He's still listening to me, because I'm still in connection with Him, I'm still being obedient to Him, I'm still in a relationship with Him, so it doesn't matter. And that just really did a change in my life when I realized that I was just able to talk to God. I didn't have to put on a show, I didn't have to say these special words. It didn't matter if it wasn't 30 minutes long. Sometimes people would say, hey, I need you to pray for me because I'm not feeling well today. Okay. God so-and-so is not feeling well today. Could you heal her? And amen. And sometimes God would call me to pray longer than that, but sometimes it was like, you asked me to pray, I prayed for your specific need, and amen, all is well. And that's okay. I learned that was okay. And I wanted to share a quote with you. Not going to pronounce the guy's name because I have no idea what it is. But it says, you may pray for an hour and still not pray. You may meet God for a moment and then be in touch with Him all day. So that was just a reminder to me that it's not the time that matters. It's our heart, and it's that moment, and it's our connection with God. So with that, I want to talk to you about the power of being obedient in prayer. And I want to tell you a story that changed my life. And I want to introduce you to this picture of, this is baby Lily. And Lily was born in August of this past year. I've never met her. I'm not related to her. She's actually a relative of one of my good friends, Jamie. And she lives in Florida. She was born in August, and in September, she went to the hospital and was diagnosed with meningitis. And I am not going to cry up here. I told myself I'm not going to do it. I haven't even got started yet. Dang it. So, in September, she was diagnosed with she had a massive stroke after she was diagnosed with meningitis. And so there's this little bitty baby, this precious little infant, and the doctor said, sorry, she's not going to make it. Her body couldn't handle the stress. She couldn't breathe on her own. They told her family, prepare for the worst, say goodbye to her. You can hold her for the last few hours, but don't expect her to be here tomorrow. And so I received the word that things weren't good, and that, prayer was needed. And this is when God just took my prayer life and just literally flipped it upside down and called me to pray for this little baby that I didn't even know, like I'd never prayed for anybody in my life before. And so prayer started to go out, and God started to do a mighty work in my prayer life, and He started to move. And for some of you, you know that I write a blog, and so I thought, okay, this is one of the ways that I can reach out to people, is post what's going on and let them know that baby Lily needs prayer. So I did. I did this in the middle of the afternoon. 3 hours later, almost 300 people had read that blog post. So 3 hours prior to that, somebody had just asked me for prayer. 3 hours after that, there were almost 300 people praying for this little baby. Well, I didn't want to stop there because I was just like, I got to let people know what's going on with this baby. And so I went to every prayer website that I could find that was taking prayer requests. And I thought, even if they don't pray for them, what do I got to lose by copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste? So I did that. I just kept praying, and I kept praying. And then God did something so cool. I just love, He's so cool. Because I needed some work done on my website. And so I outsourced some help from this guy in the Philippines. Never met this guy a day in my life. His name's Gretton. But I get a message from him a couple days later, and he lets me know that in the middle of working on my website, he ran across this post about baby Lily. And he said, I just wanted to let you know, I've been praying for her, and I thought you might want to know that my prayer group is praying for her. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Some guy halfway across the world that I've never met is praying for this baby that he's never met, and he's got his church group praying for this baby that they've never met. And so it was that fast that prayer, went global. The day that I got that phone call that she was breathing on her own, and she was snoring, and I hit my knees, and I was just sobbing like snot bubble crying. And, I couldn't get myself together long enough to tell anybody what was happening. I was just so happy, but I couldn't stop bawling. I'm trying to tell my mom what's happening, and she thinks somebody's died, or that I've broken something, or and she's trying to get the words out of me, and all I can do is and finally I get it out, and I just, you're never too old, ever, ever, ever too old to be in your mom's lap sobbing like a baby. I was. And but it just showed me, the amazing power of God. That those doctors said, say goodbye to her because she won't be here tomorrow, to this baby is snoring, and we've got it on video, and we're going to embarrass her when she gets older. And I was talking to a friend of mine and a mentor, Gary Smalley, during this time, and he had been praying for baby Lily, so I was kind of giving him an update and sharing with him what was going on. And he gave me this really, really great visual, and so I decided I was going to steal it. And he explained to me that, okay, God, His bank account is huge. His bank account is never empty. And He's waiting for us to ask so that He can give us things. He's waiting for us to write a check. And I thought, okay, that is really awesome. So that's what I did. I wrote the check to God, and I put baby Lily on the memo line. I handed it to Him, and I waited for Him to cash it. I waited for Him to take it to the bank and deposit it, because I knew that He would do it, because He told me to ask. I wrote the check. I just had to wait. August, baby Lily goes into the hospital. September. October 19th, the neurosurgeon that was over baby Lily comes in, and before signing off on her paperwork, he says, wow, God answers prayers, doesn't He? October 31st, the pediatrician who was over baby Lily comes in, and he says, typically other patients don't turn out this way. I can't explain why she's doing so good. That's the power of prayer. Because her family knew, I knew, all the prayer warriors that were praying for her knew. On November 15th, baby Lily came home. She came home in her mother's arms. She came home to her family. She came home with a story that has forever changed my prayer life. Forever changed my relationship with God. A baby that I have still not met, that I can't wait to meet.
In the Bible, in the book of Daniel, just to give you the backstory, Daniel and his buddies Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego get exiled to Babylon, and they become basically servants of the king. And Daniel gets promoted, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, just to paraphrase for you, they're hanging out one day, and King Nebuchadnezzar decides he's going to build this 90-foot statue of himself and says, everybody has to worship me, everybody has to bow down and worship this statue. Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are like, I ain't doing it. That's in the Bible, I think it is. They're not going to do it. Well, what I've learned is that a lot of times when your relationship with God gets stronger and stronger and stronger, people get jealous of that, and they don't like it. So there were some particular guys who didn't like it. So they went and told King Nebuchadnezzar, hey, these guys aren't bowing down to you. They won't worship you. You got to, be the boss here and do something. So King Nebuchadnezzar says, okay, you won't bow down to me. I got to kill you. So he doesn't just decide he's going to kill him. He decides he's going to burn him alive. So they go and tie him up, put him into this fiery furnace, wait for him to die. Should have took like a millisecond for him to burn up. Well, there was 3 of them that went into that fire, but then there was another person that appeared. The 3 of them came out of that fire. Before they went in, they were tied up with ropes. When they came out, the only thing that had been burned were those ropes. They came out of that fire and they didn't even smell like smoke. Matthew 17:20 says that I tell you the truth. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it'll move. Nothing will be impossible for you. I believed, Baby Lily's family believed, the praying community believed, some guy halfway across the world believed. Satan planned for us to just listen to man, for us to listen and say, okay, she's not going to survive, tell her goodbye, that's it. But he lost. He wanted us to give up, but he lost. Because baby Lily left that hospital in the arms of her mother and she didn't even smell like smoke. Matthew 7, verses 7 and 8. Say, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds, and to him who knocks, the door will be opened. So notice in that verse that it says, everyone who asks receives. Not just some people, but everyone. Okay, so you're thinking, well, I've asked. I've asked for miracles to happen. I've asked for my family member to be healed. I've asked for myself to be healed. I've asked for, my marriage to be restored. I've asked for my children to follow the Lord. My prayers aren't being answered. What am I doing wrong? I don't have an answer for the why behind who God chooses to heal and who he doesn't. I don't know why some babies live and some babies don't. But here's what I do know. I know that God answers every prayer. I've heard this a couple times, and Charles Stanley confirmed it a couple weeks ago again for me, and he said, God answers all of our prayers. His answer is either yes, not right now, or no, because I've got something there around the corner. So he answers every prayer. It's just not always the answer that we want. So I deal a lot of times, I get frustrated with God, and I'm like, okay, really seriously, come on, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm being obedient to you. I need you to, help me out here. And, we do that. We get frustrated because things aren't happening the way that we've prayed them to. Sometimes we try to manipulate our prayers to make it, happen the way that we want it. But God is saying, wait, I've got something bigger for you. Hold your horses. I love you. I'm your father. I know what's best for you. Take a chill pill, and I'll be there. I'm going to show up. So even though we don't know what it is right now, can't we trust that he will show up?